Hey there, Sherry. Thanks for opting into the video critique. I really like your idea of doing a drafting set. I have been teaching this course for quite a few semesters, and I don't think anyone's ever done this. So that's really cool. I love seeing new things. I really like your first one. This protractor looks really good. I think the color scheme is kind of elevating it a little bit more than some of the others since you have a few more things going on here for this one. Your T-square, it looks all right. I could maybe benefit from a few more details, I think. I cannot remember what this thing is called, but this one is very simple. If you picture this one beside this one, can you see the color scheme? You've really tuned into that. You have a variety of different colors kind of acting together. The shapes are a little bit smaller, a little bit finer. And this one essentially is just the shape and it's pretty thick. And then there's nothing else going on with it. Which I think this is that metal piece that's all the same. I can't remember what it actually looks like, but I think that could possibly be the problem is the actual piece itself doesn't have as much going on, but a protractor can be pretty simple too, and you manage to think about it in terms of breaking up these pieces with different colors. So maybe kind of try to apply something to that too. And then this thing, just forgot what this was called as well. He's a little bit too simple as well. And I would probably watch your lines here. I think these are getting to where they're going to be too small. I know they probably actually would be this small if this was scaled appropriately, but we want to make sure when we're decreasing the size and scaling these icon sets, they're totally scalable. So you're not losing any detail when they're super tiny. Okay, so I want to kind of go along the lines of taking this one and seeing what you can do to apply some of the elements that are working well here to your other three. I think you can even push this one a little bit more. Okay, and then pay attention to those fine details. These probably definitely need to get bigger. And I pulled up one that I really like. You can kind of see here some of the details that they've honed in on. Like this has a few extra these little brackets that help take it to the next level. And then even though they have a white background, look at how neat it looks to have this shape on the outside. Now, usually I will encourage you not to do any kind of stroke, but this is essentially a stroke and it looks really good because there's this white space in the middle. You could also have a completely filled in circle, something like this, which looks really nice and neat. And maybe you use two of your colors or you let your red, blue, and yellow be loud and you do a circle that's gray in the background to help them feel more cohesive. With these shapes, it might be kind of fun to have a smaller circle and have the shapes breaking over the edge of the circle. That could look neat because you have these kind of angular things jutting out, which might be kind of fun. That's a possible option. Um, let's see if there's anything else. Another option that looks neat is adding shadows to simple shapes. And so you could kind of see, I think this is called a pole shadow, if I remember right. I can look up a tutorial for that for you if you happen to like it. You can let me know. So that's something you could do to take a simple shape and have it be a little bit more visually popping, but see how this nice circle in the background looks really good. And then look at the width of these lines. Okay, so this is more what I need for you on that D ruler. Let's see other good examples. This is a very simple actual icon itself. So you're not really heading in this direction. You're going a little bit more with the detailed route, which I actually think works well. So I would not worry too much about having them resemble something like that. This is a little bit more simple than you're going as well. Oh, one thing that I really like that you could do, yeah, blue and yellow make green. Is you could do this effect that I really like where you split a simple shape or a simple icon in half and you have slightly darker colors on one side, slightly lighter colors on the other. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can maybe see that. This could be an option that could really take your icons to the next level. You'll see this if you just look for icon sets on Pinterest. This will come up somewhat frequently. It's kind of a new technique, and it takes a basic shape, for example, this, and boom, really makes it go to that next level. So picture like this with your thicker lines here, maybe split in half with slightly darker color on the right, and then some kind of cool rectangular or circular shape in the background, either that matches your color scheme or is just a nice neutral like a gray. That would really elevate these and take them to the next level as well. Let me see. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Went kind of crazy on the zooming. Okay, here's that cool pull shadow effect in action. These all have that kind of split darkness to them. Okay, see how this is darker on that side, the grays, lighter on this side with whites. All right, so there are some options for you. I do think your icons are off to a good start, especially that first one. So you are heading in the right direction. Think about adding a little bit more detail. Now, by detail, we don't want it to be too small because we want them to be scalable. And then what you can do to take them to that next level, whether that's splitting the colors, adding some cohesive background elements, making sure they really, one doesn't feel super simple while the other feels more elaborate. You want them to have a matching tone when it comes to detail, color scheme, etc. Okay, so really you're heading in the right direction. There are some really good ideas for you. Okay, thanks, Sherri.